Glory to God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I'm here to make a deck profile for the CoreTCG Remote Regional. I got third place, made top four. I went 6-1. My only loss was to Yummy Pure. I played against Draco. I played against all meta except I guess Branded was the kind of one rogue deck I saw, Pure Branded. But I went over two Yummy Mitsurugis. I think Blue Eyes is really really good right now, and I think it's slept on quite a lot. So hopefully, if you are interested in playing Blue Eyes, you can maybe learn something from this. So first, I wanted to shout some people out. I wanted to shout out all the guys at Cool Stuff Miami that play locals and always have kind of helped me learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh and become a better player. I only started playing about a year ago. It's been maybe a little over a year since I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I've grown so much because I have such great competition over there. And they're all like insane players, and I'm really thankful to all of them. Special shout out to Fernando who helped me a lot with my deck. He's the one who kind of forced me to play two seals, which came up a lot. You'll see in the deck list. And then I also want to thank Jimmy, Skylar, Carlos for testing with me constantly, and Erickson as well for testing a lot with me over the past few months, helping me hone in my game. So without further ado, I also want to shout out my friend Conyers, who got me into Yu-Gi-Oh about a year ago. Jesse as well, who was instrumental in me starting to play Yu-Gi-Oh about a year ago. And one of my best friends, Francesco, who constantly uh, would uh, would we kind of basically learn the game playing against each other for the most part. So without further ado, I played Blue Eyes, so it's two vanilla Blue Eyes, very basic. One is not enough, and three is way too many. So next was Sage. This is a very good normal summon. This card is slept on a lot. People think Maiden is a better card, but uh, while Maiden is better as an extender, as a starter, this is much better because this is basically free two hand traps getting eaten up. Because if they impermarash this and then you go into the Link one, they're gonna eat up another hand trap, probably stopping the Mausoleum from being added to hand, and then just like that, you've swallowed up two hand traps. And if you have another extender in your hand, like a Wishes or Roar or something like that, or Maiden, you're like in a really good spot. So next is Maiden. This is not as good of a starter as Sage, but it is your best extender. This card is full combo on your own. This is a good part about Blue Eyes is any one of the Blue Eyes starters is essentially full combo. Uh, the steps obviously change. Some of them are a lot easier to play around. Like for example, Maiden is kind of hard to interact with because you just send it to the graveyard for cost. Even if they DD Crow it or something like that or Bestial it, it'll still resolve and set the True Light and place the True Light, and then you can use that to set Wishes, and obviously Wishes is full combo. Next for the Primite engine, or monsters at least, I played three barrel. I won a bunch of games at this regional. It was like 2 days ago. I won a bunch of games at this regional with straight Primite control. Uh, I prefer seeing this in my hand than the spell. Because with this one, you normal summon it, set the spell, and then you can add Drill Beam to hand, which will either give you a discard for Wishes, and then you can reset the Drill Beam, or with the Drill Beam, you can actually use it to interact with your opponent if they're playing something like Izuna or something like that, where they drop the Izuna on the board and then you just Drill Beam it right away and you're chilling. For the monster hand traps, I played Ash Blossom, Joy Spring. This is a mandatory 3 of in every deck. We all know this. Ghost Spell. A lot of people are playing this at 3. This was the best card I saw. Best hand trap I played for sure was Bell. This card did so much for me. It did so much work against Mitsurugi, against Yummy Mitsurugi. I probably belled multiple surprises. I belled multiple Mitsu mirrors. I belled multiple Murakomos. I belled Draco Tail traps. Uh, some other stuff too. I can't remember every single detail, but this card was huge. For the foreseeable future, until the format changes significantly, I will be playing Bell at 3, like easy. That's like the easiest decision I've ever made in my life. I played 3 Valor. I like seeing this card uh, against Draco Tail branded, and I actually did play against a branded pure in the tournament, and the one he won the dice roll, so he went first. and then I think I lost Duel 1, and then I won 2 and 3. But in Duel 2, he literally normal summoned a Lubra, I Veilered it, and he passed turn. It was like, this card, I also played against Mitsurugi Yumi, a 60 card deck, and the guy literally normal summoned Saji, I Veilered it, and he passed turn. So this actually does kind of interrupt very well into a lot of decks. It's kind of nice if they normal summon Cupsy or something like that as a starter, or even if they special summon it without the link on the field, and then you just Veiler it so they can't add the surprise to hand. It does actually kind of mess with their combos a little bit. It's also nice if they go straight into the link one, and they can't quick synchro because they don't have another body, and you just immediately hit it so they don't get the field spell. Veiler does a lot of work. It trades really well. It's also searchable in the deck. Uh, Full disclosure, I sided this card out a lot because I was playing kind of better hand traps in the side, I thought. Would I adjust the ratios? Maybe. I could definitely see me playing this card at 1 and playing maybe a Nib or Droll or something at 2 in the deck or something. But I got some good results. This card's gas against Draco Tail because if they fuse with 5 mana on their own turn, and then you hit the Arthelion, they can't add 5 mana back to hand unless they had Urgala in hand as well. I also Bell worked really well against that multiple times, the Urgala effect, and that was really cool. So next I played Fualus. This card is obviously great. I think everyone should play 3 of in the main, but I only resolved it. I activated it twice, resolved it once, and the turn I resolved it, I only got 1 draw. And it did win me the duel. It was a Vanquish Soul player, and it stopped him from going full combo, I guess. And I was able to play into his board, but this also got called by today, so or the day of the regional. For spells, wishes, same thing I said with the Blue Eyes. Every Blue Eyes card is full Blue Eyes combo, so this is obviously a broken card. I mean, you're adding 2 cards to hand. It's crazy, even if you have to discard. When you play a bunch of really discardable cards in this deck, so it is always sometimes it does come up. Like if you open the vanilla Blue Eyes, discarding that is obviously nice. Um, and stuff like even Majesty. If you're going second, you can discard the Majesty and make a Tyrant Dragon swing with it, and then reset the Majesty. If you have Drill Beam, you can discard the Drill Beam and reset it. So there's a bunch of really cool interactions. Primite Early Load. This is just for more consistency with the Primite stuff. Um, Enough said. I mean, this card really helps a lot in the grind game, right? Being able to bring out normal monsters every turn, your Blue Eyes monsters every turn, especially if you got Maiden in circulation, you're basically getting Maiden out every turn. So this card really does a lot. Then the one-up spells were Mausoleum, Mandatory, Drill Beam. Card is insane. Play 1. I think playing 2 is kind of troll. If Blue Eyes was very popular in the format, I would play a second one in the side because against the mirror, it's kind of important to have a second one. But for the most part, you don't need to play another one of this card. And then Roar. If I were to see DD Crow becoming super popular in the format, I might main deck a second one, but I'm just not. I'm not seeing that many. For traps, I played 3 Purge. If your deck can play Purge, you 100% should. This is basically the same rule as Impulse. It did help a lot today. And then I played 3 Imperm. This was actually the most controversial card, talking to some of my friends. This card didn't do a ton for me going second. It did a lot going. It was much better going first. And sometimes I would actually save this card. It helps outing floodgates, like there can only be 1 or something like that, because you just set it in that column past turn. Kind of maybe try and survive with other stuff, or maybe even use this to summon stuff on your opponent's turn. To find a way to out it, to get into something that can out it. This is the most cuttable card. If I didn't have the Starlight Rares, I probably would have cut them for something else. But I think it's a very generically powerful hand trap. I did side this card out almost always going first. So that's some food for thought. So like if I lost Duel 1 going into Duel 2 or going into Duel 3 after siding to go first, I would always side this out. And then Majesty and True Light. Never side any of these 2 out. These cards are really, really important. Next, we'll do the side deck. Drum Roll, the most obvious 3 of in the entire game right now. D-Barrier, Thank goodness this card is banned. Um, this card is Cancer. I'm so glad it's banned. Uh, some people were already asking me if I was going to play, like if I had an idea on what to use as a replacement. I will be experimenting with some stuff, but right now I think I'm going to play 3 of these instead of the 3D barriers in the side for going first. It's a pretty good card, Dragon's Mind. So this card sucks though. I'm really glad it's banned. For the one-ofs, I played Quaker Maru Drago and a Pot of Prosperity. Um, this could have been a Called by the Grave or a Talents or some other really powerful going first one-of. Could have even been a Solemn Judgment, honestly, but I really like this card. It did not, I didn't see it. I drew it once in the tournament, didn't make that much of a difference. But, I actually think I ended up discarding it off wishes. But, this card is absolute heat. In testing, it was really, really good. Multiple times I would go first, make an entire board, and then just go Pot of Prosperity and draw into like a D barrier or something like that, or excavate a D barrier, add it to hand, and then set it. So that was always funny. I played one Frame Driver. I played 2 Deltas for spell negates, uh, and then 1 Gamma. Some people were playing 3 Delta. Some people were playing 3 Delta and 1 Gamma. Some people were playing 3 Delta with no Gamma, obviously. Um, I don't know. I really liked 2 and 1. The Gamma won me a game on that day by itself. Card is absolute heat. I played Droll, obvious. Uh, I don't know. I think I would have preferred a different hand trap. It didn't really do much. It didn't really do anything. I kind of like it because it is good against stuff like Mitsurugi. It can be good, um, and obviously against rogue decks, it's nice to have that in there for like if you run into like a Wildfire King or something like that. But it is also a spellcaster, so it does fulfill the role of a Effect Veiler where you can kind of make a Blue-Eyes with it. And then I played 3 Mistaken Arrest. In testing, this card was nuts. Did not come up in the tournament at all. I basically described this card to my friends as it's literally, if you're going first, this is an Ash Blossom, and then it draws your opponent. So it draws both players, but really, really, really nasty card. So forgive me because these are like all disorganized. I played 2 Spirit in the extra. I think 3 is too much. The third one never really came up. The second one comes up a lot. And there are games in testing that I would run up into a lot and at locals and stuff where a third one could be kind of useful. So I don't think it's crazy to play 3. I just didn't have the room. I played 2 Seals. Shout out to Fernando for making me play 2 Seals. He's the man. I'll just skip right to the kind of the flashy part. I played the Cosmic Blazar and Crimson Dragon package. Every time I summoned this card in testing, in locals, and in this regional, I won. I summoned it twice. Actually, I didn't even. One of the times I didn't even summon it. I did Crimson Dragon effect target. I guess I'll show it too. Target the level 12, and they scooped on the spot. So the level 12, mandatory, at least one of. I even experimented with a 2 of. I think if you're main decking Neo Kaiser Seahorse, I think it's good to play 2 because you can use 1 as a target for your spirits, which is the tag out, and the graveyard negate. The graveyard negate came up a lot against Mitsurugi. A lot. Going first, this was like so awesome. They would go Habakuri, they would go Prayers and Draw Phase to, do the tribute or whatever and try and add something in Draw Phase, and you could just negate it. It was very, very good. The add off of Saji, the Kusanagi effect, if they didn't chain block properly or if it was only just one chain, then you could negate it easily. And then the 2 kind of generic utility targets I played were the Fairy Dragon for the OTK and Lightstorm Dragon. I hard make this card a lot. This card is very good. Going second, to kind of bait, if they have like 2 set cards and you're feeling it might be a Solemn Judgment or something, you just make this to force them to use it. You threaten that. I played 1 Typhon, and then 1 Tyrant and 1 Neo. Super basic extra deck for Blue Eyes. The only stuff that's kind of flashy is the Blazar Dragon, and even that's not too crazy. But that was my deck list. I look forward to getting my mat. I haven't gotten it yet. It was a remote regional to come in the mail. But again, super thankful for all the cool stuff, guys, and all my friends who helped me train. Thank you so much.